Well, we've got our first Ligue team of the season that leaks right now. It's also the TOTS guaranteed upgrade day for the Bundesliga, and also the servers are continually fried constantly at the moment. But I will say there was a pretty massive EAW that came out, I believe, in response to the server issues, which we will talk about. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. And some other bits of news as well. Thank you for the support recently. By the way, I also uploaded on the second channel the reviewing your guys' team videos, so if you missed that, you can check that out. And also, I just got this insane evolution Guedes that you can get, and I'm gonna try him out. I can think on the second channel like today. I don't know if I'll keep an architect on him or not, but I mean, this card looks ridiculously good, so I'm gonna try him out and some other cards as well. But anyway, I'll also at the end of this video have the TOTS guarantee pack that came out today, and then it also came out today is if you're on PlayStation, there was the PlayStation Plus starter pack that dropped, which is an 11x82 with 2 guaranteed to be a walkout. So we'll open both those for the video today, and it does say the tradable sign and then untradeable in parentheses, so it's untradeable though, which I'm assuming most of you knew. But anyway, yeah, we'll open some packs at the end. But I do want to say this, that there was an EAW. I think this was because of server issues, I'm assuming. It dropped as bonus objective, which is 3,000 XP for playing 1 match, and I think that's great because 3,000 XP is a really good amount of XP as well. And if you were trying to get on the game at all during the last couple days, there is a good chance there were some server issues for you, and you basically can go up 3 levels for 3,000 XP, right? And I've always been so frustrated with EA because this game is absolutely horrible for people who can only get on like a couple times a week. At that point, you pretty much are going to be so far behind on so many things and miss out on so many things that is it even worth it? I don't know. And the reason that is the case is because they obviously have to create the fear of missing out, right? They have to make you get on every single day. So the fact that they said, hey, we had server issues, we tried to get on during these last few days at all, and you couldn't get on, you couldn't play, we're sorry, here's 2,000 XP. That's great. I think that just no complaints at all from me here. See, I'll probably try out that copy menu for the video today as well. But okay, we also got Lucio, by the way. Lucio is one of the best center backs in the game. At the start of the year, I absolutely loved this card. This one is an even better version of the base Lucio, and if you want to craft him, he is 10 squads, so it's a hefty little price there. But it's gonna be one of those situations where if you need a center back, it's not about how good the card will be, it's just about how much do you want to spend on a card. And most of you probably have decent center backs like Konate or other center backs that are team of the season cards. And if you do, then I'm fine staying away from this, but it's one of those situations, like I said, where the card will be great, just is it worth it for you or not? And that's kind of it. But okay, we're gonna begin with the Ligue 1 team of the season leaks. We saw Hakimi yesterday, but I want to remind you, if you did not see yesterday's video, that Hakimi has been leaked to be in the team. The card stats, play styles are not confirmed, however, though. And the next player leaked is going to be Vitinha from PSG. And I want to say that the Ligue 1 TOTS is really going to be a strange one because I'm assuming that the name values in this are not going to probably be there very much. Now, Vitinha plays for PSG, but it's just a little bit newer of a name. The hype isn't like immediately there for most people. But considering they want to make money and they don't make enough of it, obviously, they're going to try and make Ligue 1 TOTS insane despite the name factor not being there for a lot of people. So keep in mind that any of these random cards that we see, some of them could have just ridiculous cards. So Vitinha is like along those lines. He could be one of them. And also leaked is nobody's surprise. It's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe is confirmed to be in the team. So he's going to be in, but then that is all for the absolute confirmed leaks as of right now. And to kind of show you what this team is going to most likely look like, here's a prediction here from SAF on Twitter. And it's basically PSG FC with Ben Yedder in there. Jonathan David's had a good season, and the guys who've had good seasons but aren't like the most hyped up names like Zagrova or Lise Malou, hopefully they get insane cards, but they probably most likely won't. And it's kind of the thing is that I'm gonna be honest with you, the Ligue 1 is probably one of the least hyped ones in my opinion. So I'm really hoping we get some good content to go along with this, because the Bundesliga team of the season's been dead, not because of the cards that came out, but because of the fact that pack weight is shocking on these, and the SBCs have been very rinse and repeat, and also just not been that great. So even if the Ligue 1 team is bad or not as good as maybe we would like it to be, if the content that goes along with it is great, then I think it can still be good and still be fun. Because like with Bundesliga, the team is amazing, but everyone I think is pretty upset with how things are right now and would rather it be a little different. So ideally it'd be nice to have both because it's their moneymaker promo, or one of them, and they're filthy rich off of us, but that's neither here nor there. I just hope that LIGUE comes out and the content is at least going to be fun if the team itself isn't all that exciting. And EA tweeted out again, you know, the servers were broken for a lot of the day. I tried to get on earlier for like an hour. I wasn't able to. I finally was. Apparently it's been pretty much fixed now, but there have been so many DCs this weekend. So much. I mean, it's very odd to me that this is happening in the first place when this game doesn't seem to be as alive as it usually is around this time of the year. Maybe that's kind of all in everybody's head and it still is very much alive, but I do wonder why it's happening. Like, why are the servers this bad right now? It's seemingly the last 3 days, I think now, or maybe 4 days even. We've had server problems. I don't understand why, and also I'm glad they gave us 3k XP, but it doesn't make up for, unfortunately, the fact that people probably, I mean, how many losses were handed out unrightfully, is that the right word? Unrightfully so, due to disconnects or server issues, right? I mean, you can't get those wins back. So yeah, happy about the XP, but we gotta fix these these servers. I mean, like, what actually is going on here? But anyway, leveled up. I just wanted to throw this out there because, of course, every time I see this card, it reminds me that I wasn't live at 6 p.m. that one time. And this is, I mean, it's funny how a mistake like this can, at the end of the day, only help EA. And, you know, what do I mean by that? Some of you probably do know what I mean, but come EAFC 25, this scandal won't be like forgotten about. This will never be totally forgotten about, but will it really matter? Not really. And all it did was create a lot of fear of missing out. That's all it did. Now people want to hop on a content just to make sure they're not missing something game breaking, because for one day, if you're not on, because I was not on this day, by the way, I am on 98% of content days at content time. I was not on this day. I woke up, I remember what I was doing. I slept in, I was up super late, whatever. I look at my timeline and everyone has Team of the Year Messi. And all that did for them at the end of the day was have people go, oh my God, I gotta be here tomorrow. And it's such an unfortunate like circumstance of them being absolutely incompetent, but it working out in the end because of the way the game is designed. But anyway, okay, so the Bundesliga guarantee TOTS SBC will be coming out today. And last time for the Prem, we did see like a few thousand coin rises in our 90 team of the seasons. Like Ruben Moy was up at 23 for like a few hours, and that was for Prem TOTS, where it obviously was extremely hyped up. This one is going to be still pretty hyped because there's so many expensive cards. I'm just not sure how I feel about investing anymore in this, because fodder's in such a weird point with the exchanges right now that 89s are the same price pretty much as 92s. So instead of there being kind of like a pretty good investment tier to make because they're clearly the cheapest, now there are like 3 ratings of cards that you can buy at. So I mean, Dunst and Kowalski are going to be the same price basically as Turland and Ruben Moy. At that point, just go and buy the 92s, which then makes it so that the rest of fodder drops, but then 92s end up going up a little bit higher than these, then 90s will just start being bought instead. So they kind of just even each other out, and I'm not as interested in this because exchanges have kind of put a damper on this a little bit. So yeah, I mean, and there's always ways for low rated fodder to go up. Like 84s are almost a discard, you know, there's always ways for them to start rising. 85s are relatively cheap, but they've actually been cheaper recently. So I don't really, honestly, I'm good staying away. I don't really think there's a great obvious investment here. Unless you have no TOTS cards, then I'd go buy one pre-Bundesliga guarantee coming out. But okay, reading your comments now. Do 38 football says, I quit this game. Now I have achieved eternal peace. And well, I'm glad you've achieved eternal peace, but I will say that you just have to find the right balance for you in terms of FIFA. That's what you got to find. I've said this before. If you're familiar with the channel, you've heard me say this a couple times, I'm sure, but do not go all in on this game. If you play this game a lot, just make sure you've got a palate cleanser, so to speak, of a game that you can just hop on and play, and it's just like a peaceful time, which is insane that we even need that. But if you can like find a nice balance of it and don't play FIFA just your only game, you're gonna start hating the game at that point even more than, like, the game's already bad, and you're gonna find more ways to make it bad because you're playing the game all day and that's all you play, and that's just gonna make things worse. And we got another comment about the Koeman bot. Dowins, I've played that Koeman bot and they scored a crazy power free kick on me. Listen, if you have played this Koeman bot, I need to know about this, okay? Keep sending me comments because I have no explanation for what the hell that could be. Malibu FC, so twice I get shafted hoping for a Cole Palmer Player of the Month card. Awesome. And the worst part is probably, yeah, gonna win this Player of the Month and you are not gonna be able to get him because, I don't know, they didn't want to make him a good card, SBC. Like, what's the reason? I wish that they would have told us because right now it's like laziness. Is that the reason? Like we're going to be cynical and say laziness because that's kind of what it seems like. Or is it really we don't want to give out good SBCs once a month? I mean, don't ask me, man. I don't understand it. Only Fools and Horses says Player of the Months have been off the power curve since Son, Salah, and Mbappe last year. Game is moving so far away from the original. And by original, I think you mean like, yeah, 17, 18, 19 kind of thing. And I completely agree. If you weren't around for those times, you missed out. And I hate saying that because there are some things that are obviously better than there were in 17, 18, 19, but the overall game from a grinder's perspective, if you want to put a lot of time in, it was actually worth it to put a lot of time in, and that's not how it is anymore. Unless you are putting a lot of time into very specific things a few times a week at EA's discretion, though, keep in mind everything in this game is at EA's discretion, not like, oh, I have time to do this, I'm gonna grind this tonight. That's not how this works. It's not how this works at all. Not how it used to be. Okay, it's just not how it used to be, and it sucks. Wait a sec. Matt Song. Koeman bot also playing in my part of Europe. Was common during winter, but he went on vacation, and I played him once like a month ago. Dude, what the fuck is going on? AF1459. Seriously, with all things that are bad with this game, being so critical about the refresh player picks is really silly. Last year, we'd get player picks 1 week, followed by a 2-player pack or something similar the next week. Player picks are essential for grinding when you have untradeable dupes. Nothing frustrates me more than getting dupes and having no way to continue opening packs, and without player picks, we are chalked. So we should ease up with criticism as they could easily take them away. The picks are far from the primary content and they give us more than enough grindable menu content each day, yet we always want more. And I think there's some good points in here, and I think maybe it's sort of almost a miscommunication a little bit. I'm not saying at all that player picks are bad. I'm glad we have them as much as we do, but we are at the point now where I think we deserve better player picks. You know, last year we used to get, yeah, they would only be maybe every other week, which is never fun, but they also were the exact same 80 plus and 81 plus. The pack weight was also better last year. Therefore, they're just nerfed this year. They aren't as good. And I'm sure you guys can probably tell from your player picks from the last few years, player picks used to be so overpowered. This year, they're kind of like, they're just good, something to put fodder into, but they're not like what they used to be. So I'm happy that they exist, but we also deserve better ones is kind of my whole point there. And, saying the picks are far from the primary content. Some people, that is the primary content, and they give us more than enough grindable menu content each day. They give us grindable menu content, but if it sucks, then it sucks. I mean, there's nothing else you can say about it. So that's kind of where it lies, in my opinion. I'm not saying they don't give us anything. I'm saying the stuff they give us is lazy and not good enough. It's kind of like my point there. But I do agree with this thing, though. Like, being so critical about the refresh player picks is silly compared to all the other bad things with the game. There are worse things with the game than the refresh player picks, like 100%. We have a game that you literally cannot play sometimes because no one knows why. The devs don't know why. We don't know why. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. How are the pyramids built? Why is there delay embedded in the FIFA engine? I mean, it's been a decade and they can't fix it. So yeah, that's a little more pertinent than a player pick problem. So I understand that like point of view there. But anyway, let's open this PlayStation Plus pack now and see if we can get a Bundesliga team of the season, despite the pack weight on these being absolutely shambolic. And we don't get one. No surprise there. Center back, Brazil. It's going to be Marquinhos. And what else can we get in here? Can it be anything higher rated? We're going to get Wrighton. Okay. Well, I appreciate it being free if you have PS Plus, which I think you need PS Plus to even play. So, I mean, it's just free shit. So, I guess I can't really complain too much. Base icon player pick loan. Okay. And, cheers, EA. Appreciate this one. But okay, TOTS player pack. I'm still riding high off my live TOTS Modric pull. Since then, I think I've gotten nothing in reds or tradable 3-player packs. I've gotten absolutely nothing. So, Colombia, Cam, there you go. That's going to be, actually, the Santos card is actually not that bad, isn't it? I mean, it's very high rated, right? 94. I mean, honestly, I will take a 94 rated, considering it could have actually been quite a bit worse than that. It's not amazing, but 94 rated, fuck it, 5-star, 5-star. Decent play styles, and we ball. Okay. Hopefully, you got something better than I did, though. Thank you for watching. I love you all. I'll see you next video very soon. Peace.